Hello guys, this is me Sim Orahara, and in this video I'll talk about this child, the star of the special chapter of Bleach, Kurosaki Kazui. Is he really a psychopath? Did Ichigo really give birth to an evil the story had never known before, or is just that Kazui is a naughty kid being manipulated by someone else? These points and other points will all be discussed together to try to understand what is going on with Kazui. First of all, we only knew Kazui from two chapters, chapter 686 and this special chapter. Therefore, it is difficult to give an absolute judgment on him as a person, but personally I wish we had a scene that combines both Ichigo and Kazui, so that we at least see how Ichigo's relationship with his son is, and how they treat each other. Of course, I don't think Ichigo's relationship with his son will be the same as his relationship with his father Isshin. The situation is completely different. But from what was revealed from the last chapter in this chapter is that Kazui is one of the children who do not sit in one place. A child who by nature loves exploration and puts himself and others in places where he is not supposed to be. For example, in Kazui's first appearance, he was playing in a private place far away from his home, and usually children at that age love to explore literally anything. Imagine with me a child who is a Shinigami and inherited from his father God knows what powers. He can see souls, he can see hollows, he see many things, and so surely this child will have special and strange behaviors. Everything that surrounds Kazui is weird, starting with Kon being his best friend, and he has two strange fish as a means of transportation, and above of all of that, instead of playing with human children, he goes and hang out with souls. So having a child with such strengths and surrounded by these things will undoubtedly make him get involved in strange situations. He may do things he's not aware of, but Kazui has reached the stage of monster, as we say, by opening the gate of hell, because this act itself is terrifying. Throughout the story, we knew that the characters in the story can go from the real world to society and vice versa, as well as the Wikomondo, because originally those three worlds were one world, so the movement from one another remains possible in the end. I mean, even in this special chapter we noticed that how easily Ichika opened the gate of Senkaimon and came to the real world. But hell, this is something entirely different, as if we are talking about another universe with its unique rules, which we hardly know some information about them. And here I'm trying to stay away from what we witnessed in the movie, because those events are not considered canon, especially with the rumors I heard about Kobo being unhappy with the story the studio showed about hell. So maybe the reason Kobo entered this arc is to give us his own concept about this world. So as I said, the idea of opening a gate from hell or to hell, it seemed difficult from the beginning, because hell is considered like a prison for sinful souls, and as a general concept, only sinful souls are directed to it, and therefore the guard must be great to keep its door closed. And we knew through this special chapter that whether or not the gates of hell remains closed, this depends on the Ryatsu that it's outside hell and the Ryatsu that inside hell. And what should never happen is that the Ryatsu that is in hell is greater than the Ryatsu that is outside hell, because when that's happened, a disbalance occurs, and this is what happened. Because when Yhwach Aizen and Yhwach was still there outside hell, the gates of hell were closed, and even after the Ryatsu were disappeared, the gates were still closed. In a sense, I might say that the balance was at its maximum limits. But when the captains started the Konsoresai ritual and began to send the dead captains to hell, here the balance was effectively disturbed and Xylo came out of hell, meaning that Xylo was able to open the gate when the Ryatsu in hell became stronger than the one outside, with the presence of the dead captains. But the terrifying thing here is Kazui. Apparently Kazui had the ability to open a gate of hell even before the dead captains were sent to hell, and that's before even the balance is completely disturbed, because when Kazui opened the gate, it was clear that he had already sent former souls there, and the ritual of Konsoreisai only appeared 2 days ago. And if it actually got proven that Kazui has been opening the gate for a long time, that gives us an idea of how powerful this little monster is. How could he open the gate even before the disbalance occurred? And there is something very interesting about Kazui that connects him to hell. What I'm going to say was mentioned by a Japanese YouTuber, because he speaks Japanese and he has knowledge of kanji that we don't. He talked about how Kobo manipulated the kanji and made Kazui, Yhwach and Aizen Sosuke directly linked to hell, especially Kazui, who is the key to hell. How is that? I'll try to explain. So the gate in Japanese is written in kanji like this. If you notice, the kanji consists of what looks like 2 gates, and this is why the 2 gates are Yhwach and Aizen. And this explains what Zylo said when he talked about the gates being opened when Ryatsu, Aizen and Yhwach disappeared respectively. Now, if you focus on the name of Kazui, you will find that there is a letter that looks like the letter 1 in Japanese, and that is the first part of Kazui's name. If you took that letter, which is a horizontal straight line, and put it in the middle of the word gate in Japanese kanji, it will give you another name, Kanuki, which means a wooden crossbar used as a latch. In other words, Kazui is the main party in closing the gate to hell or opening it, while Aizen Sosuke and Yhwach are the main parties. But Kazui remains to be the first party regarding the gate to hell. Even Kobo intentionally removed one of the fonts that make up the letter A. And the letter A, it also forms a shape similar to the gate, so that we have 2 straight lines that meet up at the top. And those are Aizen Sosuke and Yhwach. And if we add to them the horizontal line that forms the letter A, it also forms the line that keeps the gate closed. And as I said, that line forms part of Kazui's full name. Therefore, these are all indication in addition to the shape of the gate that Kazui opened, indicating the connection of Kazui to hell. And here we come to the golden questions. Why does Kazui open the gates to hell? And why does he send souls there? And on what basis does he think sending souls there is a good thing? Or is Kazui sending souls there with an evil intent? Personally, I don't think Kazui has a bad intentions or an evil nature. It is true that there is something strange in his behavior, starting with his happiness at the death of one of his fish, or that terrifying smile he showed at the end of the chapter as he looked at the closing of the gate of hell. But all of this, as I said, is mainly due to the nature of Kazui's personality and the strangeness that surrounds him from every aspect, starting with his father himself to his own nature. What do you think is terrifying and scary for Kazui is something new he needs to discover, having fun and play with. And this clearly shows how unique Kazui is, that he is a character that does not know fear. And we notice how Ichika showed signs of panic and fear when she saw Zylo and Hologors coming out of hell. Unlike Kazui, who may not only have opened the gates of hell, rather it is possible that he had previously visited hell and seen it, and on the basis of what he saw, he believed that hell is a suitable place to send souls there, instead of sending them to the Soul Society. Because, like it or not, even Soul Society isn't an ideal place for souls. Rukia with Renji suffered poverty and marginalization in Rekongai. There are many areas in the Rekongai where souls do not even have sandals to wear. The only area that is considered a good and luxurious place is the Seirechi, and Seirechi is where nobles live and are protected by the Shinigami. Yes, it is true that a child like Kazui may not know all of these facts, but there may be someone else who gave Kazui his vision, this vision covered with a lie, so that it seems convincing to Kazui, and that's why I believe that Kazui may have opened the gate to hell for the first time by chance. And because this is his nature, he keeps playing here and there. He entered the temple by chance and opened the gate. He may have entered there to explore the place and found another person who convinced him that this place is not as people talking about, but there are places where souls can leave and not feel lonely, and that's why that person is using Kazui, like Kokuto tried to take advantage of Ichigo in the movie of Hell. The same thing may happen with Kazui. Who is this guy? In my opinion, and as I said in the last video, he may be one of the characters from the unknown noble family that has a relationship with the subject of Hell, or he may be one of the previous captains who were sent to Hell a long time ago through the ritual of Konsoreisai. So in the end, I say that Kazui may have combined the two. In a sense, due to the nature of his strange personality, he thinks that sending souls to Hell is better than sending them to Soul Society, because one of the characters from Hell assured him that it was good even in Hell. Especially when we see a character like Xylo Aporo who thinks Hell is better for him because he got rid of his hollow connection. Therefore, we still need chapters about Kazui in order to understand the nature of his character more, and we also need scenes, as I said, of him with his father in order to understand their relationship together. So what do you think, guys, about Kazui? Tell me in the comments and see you in my next video.